I said before, we're the Productive Business Academy, and we work with, we provide training programs around systems and processes, and also continuous improvement, which is lean, if anybody has ever seen or ever learned about that. One of the first steps that we try to get people to do is we do an analysis, and we try to get people to select the right business system before we get into building the processes. So what we're going to do today is we're going to give some tips on how to select the right business system, because it certainly is the most one of the most important first steps in your business journey, whether you're a new business or if you're an existing business. Okay, once again, first step, the right system is the foundation for business process automation. What our focus is around systems, people, and processes, and kind of harmonizing the three of those things. Number two, the right business system provides the flexibility and scalability to grow. You don't want to get into a situation where you're having to change business systems as your business grows, because then you get into higher costs and having to train people again. The right business system also provides a significant strategic advantage. Businesses who do have the right system and they're optimized and they're working properly with their processes, they do a lot better in the market, and they're a lot more efficient and provides higher productivity. And of course, with that said, it's absolutely one of the essential first steps for any business. So formula for success that we follow: first of all, do the evaluation and select the right business system, which we'll get into today. And next step is to work with your systems, develop processes, and also combine that with continuous improvement, which is a mindset that a business owner needs to take on to continuously improving the three of these things. And of course, the end goal is to completely automate your business so you can sit back and simply watch your business grow. Okay, so one thing I get asked sometimes when I show these presentations is, what is a business system? So a business system is basically anything you use, whether it's online. So for example, today we're using Zoom conferencing, as that would be considered a business system to communicate with your clients. There's also financial systems such as QuickBooks, Simply Accounting, that sort of thing. There's systems like Dropbox for your file management system. There's also systems like Google G Suite, which is a suite of systems for your email, calendar, creating documents, you name it. There's Eventbrite as another example for setting up meetings, organizing meetings. Microsoft Office, everyone's familiar with that one, I think. And then there's the social media systems, such as LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, MailChimp. Zapier is a system that you would use for tying all of your systems together if you're working with individual systems. And then, of course, if you want a website, you need another one for building your website. So with that said, you know, for a small, even a very small business, you need quite a few systems, and sometimes it can get overwhelming. But anyway, this is an example of some business systems. So some key factors to consider when selecting a system for your small business. First one is total cost of ownership. As I showed you in the previous slide, what happens is that a lot of these business systems, they charge a monthly fee, you know, $20, $25 a month. So before you know it, if you're not careful, it can start to get quite expensive. Next one is the scope of integrated business solutions. There's a lot of individual systems out there, like the ones I was showing you. Then I gave you an example of Google Suite, which is systems that are integrated together. One of the things that we look for in selecting a system is we try to maximize on integrated systems. So these are systems that are connected together already, because that reduces your implementation costs. Number 3 is user friendliness. There's no point of buying a really cheap system if it's not friendly for your, say, for yourself or your workers. It'll just slow things down. Another thing to watch for is find a system with a broad base of existing clients. So for example, Zoom. A lot of people use Zoom. And what that means is that, you know, they're continuously developing the product. You're less likely to find bugs in a system like that as opposed to one of the smaller systems that currently doesn't have existing clients. You also need a system that provides good flexibility, because as your business grows, it will change, and you don't want to find yourself in a position once again of having to change the system every couple of years, because then you get into implementation cost all over again and design cost, and then you have to retrain everybody. Same thing with scalability. You want to make sure you select systems that can grow with your business and has a track history for that. And number 7 is a support system. This is very important. You want to get a system for which there's people out there local who can help you to develop the system as you want to make changes, and also other people around you who are using it the same as we're doing here. We're able to trade ideas in terms of how to use Zoom or various other systems. So there's just a few items, key items to keep in mind when you're selecting a system. So I'm just going to give an example of a video, of selecting a video conferencing system. So we have Zoom. So this seems to be becoming one of the more popular ones. Pricing wise, $20 a month. So pricing seems to be pretty good. I kind of like this product myself, but there's certainly other ones out there that are just as good. Microsoft Teams, if you use Microsoft products, Microsoft Teams is kind of an equivalent to Zoom. There's also Google Hangouts, which is a very popular one. So again, broad client base, very popular. There's also GoToMeeting that's been around for a long time, pretty good system. WebEx is another very popular one. BlueJeans, first I heard of this one today, but apparently it's an alternative to Zoom. And Zoho Showtime, that's actually what I'm showing this, created this presentation on today. So it does presentations, and it also, you can also show it to multiple people, either on their phones or computers. Zoho Meeting is a part of a suite of products that I work with. I don't necessarily recommend that product because it doesn't have all of the same features of what Zoom has, although it's a little cheaper. Another one is Whereby, Jitsi, and ClickMeeting that you may or may not heard about. So I'll highlight 3 of them here. So Zoom conferencing, again, is very broad based. A lot of people use it, very popular. Showtime, a little bit different. It's more for training as opposed to meetings like this. But Whereby is an interesting one. Someone told me about that one this week. Actually, a very simple, very easy video conferencing one to use. So if you're actually want to do conferencing with family and friends, Whereby might be a good alternative to Zoom. So with that being said, it's still the wild west of business systems. For every application, whether it's video conferencing, financial systems, customer relationship management system, there are literally hundreds of options out there, making it very difficult to make the best choice. Most business owners don't have the knowledge to select the right business system. They're experts in whatever they do, and selecting the business system and helping to implement is a specialized skill. Although having said that, if you select the right system, they can be relatively easy to implement. So the paradox is that actually today businesses are becoming less productive due to poorly selected systems. And typically what happens is that you start your business, you get one system, then another, then another, then another, and then you end up with a kind of a situation that's hard to maintain. So what we've done is that we've gone out and we've done a bunch of research with the different systems, and we've come up with what we think are some good recommendations, which I'll go through here. So we'll give you a strategy that you can go with. So our recommendation based on our research is a product called Zoho One, and it clicks all of the boxes for us. So for one thing, it has 40 integrated business applications. It pretty much covers 80 to 90% of what a typical business owner would need. Number two, it has the lowest cost of ownership of any system that I've seen out there, and a low cost of entry. So you can actually get some licenses for free if you're under 3 users, and then you can build up from there. Very scalable and flexible, and we'll give you some examples in a few minutes. Very high security, which is something you need to consider. Has a very broad user base and high automation capabilities. So as you're designing your processes, it can pretty much automate any part of your business. And what we've found is that it's a very good fit for 80% of the small businesses that we work with. Okay, in terms of lowest cost, you can get onto a free version of their customer relationship management system with 3 users as a starting point. You can add on from there. The paid version starts off at $15 per user, but the Zoho One which has the 40 applications, which is a very broad base of what you need, starts off with $50 per user per month. And again, it has the most applications from what I've seen out there for the price, for sure. Has flexibility in terms of that this system does a lot, but it also has the capability to program additional business systems based upon if you have unique needs. And it also integrates to over 200 other applications. So if you're currently using something like QuickBooks, it can integrate to that as well, seamlessly. In terms of users, the majority of Zoho business users are under 10 employees and includes many solopreneurs. Their largest user is a retailer in New Zealand with $3 billion in sales annually with 15,000 employees. So it covers a very broad base. And they have over 35 million users. So even though we recommend Zoho One, what we typically do is recommend Zoho One as the core solution, which I'll show you here. So the first thing you would start to use or you would get in your solution would be the customer relationship management database, which is kind of the central to the whole system. If you needed a website, you can use their Zoho Sites application, which works quite well. They have all of the analytics tools that you would need to measure traffic coming to your website. Also on the social side, they have a platform that connects to all of your social accounts, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It also has campaigns if you want to market to your client base. It has surveys if you want to do surveys on your client satisfaction. Zoho Books, again, equivalent to QuickBooks, pretty much the same. It's personal preference whether you go with one or the other. Also, if you're a contractor and you run projects, they've got that as well. Zoho Flow, once again, connects to over 200 applications out there. So pretty much whatever else you're using, it can integrate seamlessly. I also mentioned that with this program, you can develop custom programs with Zoho Creator. And they also have an HR system as well. And it does reporting. Zoho Click is a kind of an internal communication system. And you can also integrate to Zoho Suite or Microsoft Outlook or whatever else you use today. All right, so once again, it's a, Zoho is we like to implement this in a lot of companies as the core solution and then add on the other solutions through Zoho. Okay, so a few points about the Productive Business Academy. Again, this is an action-oriented training programs designed specifically for business owners who are currently in business. The nice thing about it is as you're learning things and getting quick wins in terms of increasing your productivity, that you already get savings there that can go against the cost of the program. It's very affordable with the being group-based. We do quarterly workshops, and we also do weekly meetings to keep everybody on track and accountable.
I don't have an opinion on that.
Third point, the productivity tools and methods that we use are already they're tools that are already out there, and we've adapted them for small business. So these are productivity tools that companies like Toyota and some of the biggest, most profitable companies in the world use. So you'll also, at the end of the day, learn the skills to build a business that runs completely on its own, providing the freedom and balance that you want in your own business. And you'll be joining a community of business owners growing together. So for example, if you're in the program and you decided to go with Zoho, well, you have a whole network of people who are using it, coming up with new productive ways to use it. So that's one of the key advantages. In terms of our services, one of the things that we offer is an easy start program. We typically charge $200, and it's typically it's an analysis of your business systems, and we come up with a strategy to help you to either fix what you have, make it more productive, or move over to something else if that makes more sense. Our core service is our group training program designed to teach business owners how to become high productive business designers, actually. So you can build one business and automate it, and then you can go build another one because you're going to have all of those skills to do it. And for larger businesses, we also have the consulting. So there you go. If you're interested, you can get in touch with me by sending a text or send an email at the address there.